This is The Taco Shack Killer, written by Anthony Pate, narrated by Mulenga. Dedication to all my employees and bosses at Taco Bell, especially Matt and Jessica, my two favorite employees. Chapter 1. I was 13 the first time I killed someone. My name is Anthony, and I was just like any normal kid in the neighborhood. I was a bit scrawny, like a kid who missed a meal or two, but I could have been any other boy from any other American neighborhood. I even had the typical dirty blonde hair falling into my face from the bowl cut my mom used to dole out in the kitchen every month. I even had my bullies. There was a mean prick named Johnny in my class at school. Johnny was a muscular kid, one who loved to show off the size of his huge biceps and pick fights with all the kids. Even the older kids were scared of him. You would often find him sticking smaller kids in trash cans or pounding someone. My friend George and I got pounded by him many times. We found ways of getting around without seeing him. In school, we would cut through the teacher's lounge to get from class to class. During lunch and recess, we stayed in the cafeteria for protection. We still got a beating from him 2 to 3 times a week. Getting around town was trickier because he lived in the middle of everywhere we wanted to go. We had a 26 special route to any destination we chose. We had to go through the alley behind the post office to get to the school, through Mr. Kane's backyard to get to the grocery store. To get to the video store or the convenience store, we had to go down a large embankment. We had to do things like this in order to stay safe with Johnny in our lives. That would all stop very soon. One day my luck ran out. It was snowy and I was running late for school. I made it past Johnny's house and did not see him until I felt his fist slam into my nose. He dragged me to the middle of the playground with blood streaming down my face. Then he continued punching me in the jaw and broke it. As I hit the ground, he was already swinging his foot back to kick me. His foot hit me right in the gut. After he let me get up, he punched at me again. This time, I ducked and hit him back. I felt his flesh moving beneath my clenched hand as it sunk into his stomach. I stared at my hand in disbelief as Johnny buckled over with the force of my blow. Coming to my senses, I started to run, but unfortunately I did not run fast enough. He caught me and started pummeling me again. One fist after another pounded into my body as though he could obliterate my feeble attempt at self-defense with each bruise leaving on my body. I thought he would never stop, but when he did, I almost wished he had not, because he was tearing my clothes off and tied me to a tree. Since I was already running late, I knew the teachers wouldn't be able to hear me yelling. I didn't even bother making any noise. All I could do was wait for lunch. It seemed to take forever, but eventually lunch rolled around, and about 30 kids poured onto the playground to find me half frozen and totally naked. My friend George saw me first and ran to get the closest teacher. I can still see the look on his face to this day. His brown face gaping at me in surprise, unsure of what to do with himself. His black hair was falling into his face. The face that usually was first to smile was hardened by the realization of my injury. The other kids just stood there staring in shock. I was cut down and sent to the hospital, and I was treated for hypothermia, broken jaw, ribs, and nose. Johnny was suspended for a week.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?